"This is not the behavior of an innocent witness," said evidence agent Rivera. A street-facing camera caught Danielle driving to Frank's house at 10:30 p.m. on October 1st, just hours before he was discovered unconscious. She was seen entering through the back door with a small bag and departing 15 minutes later. After the footage was decrypted and improved, it revealed unmistakable evidence of Danielle's involvement. Image enhancement software verified the further incriminating footage showed Danielle returning to the security company at 2 a.m. demanding a copy of the footage for security checks just before it was scheduled for police delivery. This explained why the original footage had mysteriously disappeared during the initial investigation. The final piece of evidence was found in a bag that contained a glass vial identical to the one that held the nerve agent later found at Mike's house. A tiny wooden box in Danielle's bedroom contained a glass vial that was exactly the same as the one discovered at Mike's and that matched the type of nerve agent used in Frank's medication. Forensic analysis showed that Danielle's fingerprints were on the vial along with traces of the same toxin. More damningly, a handwritten note in Danielle's handwriting that described the dosage and procedure for combining the poison into Frank's pills directly contradicted her testimony in court that she had simply looked into Frank's medications in order to assist him. Sarah Harov, the prosecutor who spearheaded the case against Mike, started a separate investigation into Danielle Wright, once claiming that Colby isn't merely an accomplice but rather the mastermind. FBI officials also found evidence that Danielle had fabricated the vials finding at Mike's residence in order to incriminate him. According to a former employee of antique archaeology who spoke to the FBI on condition of anonymity, Danielle had, in late September 2024, just a few days before Frank passed away, asked him to bring a gift to Mike's house. The employee confirmed that the gift was a small box that matched the description of the vial. Additionally, after Frank's death, Danielle sent Mike a mysterious text that said, "The vial is in place. Don't open it." In a recent statement, Mike said, "I didn't know what that vial was." Although it was initially written off as a desperate attempt to shift responsibility, Danielle brought it and instructed me to keep it in the safe she had set up for me. The FBI is currently re-examining Mike's testimony because he has repeatedly said they cut the deal with Frank and himself when they first arrived to film, asking, "Who is she and what is she doing here?" "Well," I replied, "he works for me." They said, "Well, we're not filming her. There's no deal with her." Once the essence of American Pickers, Danielle Colby is currently a defendant in a murder case that has rocked America by her plunge into criminality, which includes an unprecedented scandal in reality television history and a complex plot to frame Mike Wolfe for Frank Fritz's death. What made this adored figure become a heartless conspirator? Why did Frank Fritz, whom she had called family for more than 10 years, become the victim? Why did Mike Wolfe later accuse Danielle of being the true murderer? Let's watch this video to reveal the whole truth and bid a somber farewell to a little-known legend. At first, KBY appeared in court as a reluctant witness for the prosecution, avoiding the bitter rivalry between the two men who once defined American reality TV bromance. However, as the investigation progressed and startling new evidence surfaced, her name surfaced among those under investigation, prompting the FBI to step in. This was in December 2024. On day 4, Danielle KBY took the stand again, her voice shaking and her eyes full of concern as she explained under the direction of Prosecutor Harov, "When I proposed mending things with Frank, he grew enraged and stated, 'If Frank doesn't back off, I'll make sure he shuts up for good.'" Mike's behavior changed after Frank left the show in 2021. She claimed that Mike became preoccupied with being the only spokesperson for American Pickers. "I didn't believe he meant it, but after Frank passed away, I became terrified." During cross-examination, she acknowledged that she had witnessed Mike bring an odd bottle into the Office of Antique Archaeology, but she insisted she was unaware it was poison. Her credibility was assailed by Kessler, who emphasized the more than 200 communications that were sent to Mike in the week before Frank's passing, many of which mentioned his prescription and timetable. "Miss Colby, if you were suspicious, why didn't you report the vial to the police?" He pointed to the $175,000 transaction and her subsequent Puerto Rican real estate purchase, implying that she had been paid to remain silent. Danielle replied, "I didn't know about any plan. I'm just sharing what I saw because I owe Frank. The fact that money was only used for commerce." After a moment of hesitation, Danielle responded, "I just checked to make sure he took the right dose. He forgets sometimes. I knew exactly what he was taking and how much." Harav then asked Danielle if she had handled Frank's medicine the day before his death. The crowd erupted in gasps, indicating that she was well versed in the precise dosage in accordance with how the poison had been given. Harav pressed, "Miss Colby, how could you know the dosage unless you intended to tamper with it? You gave this information to Mike, didn't you?" Stuttering, Danielle said, "I just wanted to help Frank." Following Danielle's unintentional confession, the FBI launched a second investigation into her potential role as a mastermind. Resigned, when Mike Wolfe stood up, he denied all the accusations and focused on Danielle. His voice was filled with rage. "I didn't kill Frank," he said, "because Danielle was the one who was obsessed with controlling American pickers. She always said that Frank was dead weight and that the show would be better without him. She also made me delete those messages so that no one would see how she was tracking Frank." Danielle stated the $175,000 was her demand to keep quiet regarding dubious business practices that were taking place behind the scenes, and she carried the vial into the workplace. His shocking evidence cast doubt on Danielle's genuine motivations both in the courts and in the general public. Judge Linda Mangrove issued the shocking announcement less than 10 minutes later: "This court hereby suspends further argument. Witness." After the century-long trial, Danielle Colby is now officially being investigated as a second suspect in this murder case. Following the dramatic trial in November 2024, in which Mike Wolfe was accused of killing Frank Fritz, the FBI's investigation shifted its suspicions to Danielle Colby, a longtime colleague of both men on American Pickers. Danielle's unintentional testimony in court, in which she disclosed intricate knowledge of Frank's medication combined with Mike's claim that she was the real culprit, prompted investigators to search her Davenport, Iowa home for additional evidence. Just 48 hours after the trial ended, the FBI obtained a search warrant for Danielle's property under the supervision of Special Agent in Charge Emily Rivera, an expert in financial crime and homicide. The search was carried out at dawn with a team of FBI agents and local police, cordoning off Danielle's home and concentrating their efforts on her private office, where she kept business records for American Pickers. Agents found an encrypted hard drive containing surveillance footage from security cameras near Frank's house on the night of his death, October 1, 2024, inside a hidden safe behind a bookshelf. Analysis revealed Danielle had taken the footage from the security company before it was given to the police, an action investigators perceived as a conscious attempt to hide surveillance footage.